Thanks for coming, Botsfall. Good night, Danielle. Thanks for coming, guys. Okay, guys, tonight we'll be discussing casually, having a casual discussion about episode 2 of House of Dragons.
All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, some of our favorite moments from the episode. All right, so voice out, what was your favorite moment from the episode?
Favorite was when the hand of the king tell him that I make no wise decision. Tell the king, confront the king. My favorite part is when he tell him say like he want him to know so the father never really choose him to be the heir.
Arthur, this,
Arthur.
oh, like when the three of them were in the room.
This yeah.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Thanks for coming, Yan. Thanks for coming, CH. That are my favorite scene. When because
No, but Arthur, this entire episode was was really good. All our auto scenes, I think, this episode were some of the best because first we have him just spinning the thing. So we had the tragedy last episode when they killed the baby, when they killed Jaehaerys,
yes.
right? And during the small council meeting, Otto was just thinking about, how we can spin this to get the people on, the green side. And
But the thing what me not like about Arthur, me think Arthur go about it the wrong way because it's like him a make up a lie, that fake story him a give to the public.
that's true. But remember when they were in the small council discussion,
Yeah.
the first thing he said, somebody brought it up, said, it don't have to be Rhaenyra that ordered the assassination, but he said it never matter.
Because he just
Yeah,
want
no,
blame
because it never
Rhaenyra.
matter because it's PR for public image.
Oh.
So what he did, I agree that it was wrong, um, very cold, but the reasons for it like as a political move. It
Yeah.
was a good political move, and that's why when Aegon asked on his mom, when he was asking Alison,
Yes.
if she support the idea there, she was kind of torn between the two things. Because on one hand, you don't want, you don't want to kind of monetize your grief,
Yeah.
right? But
Right.
on the other hand, she knows that them need to take advantage. This is a situation they can take advantage of,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to do that. So she also agree. So Otto, he's very good at his job because we need to remember, say, this man served as hand for
Mm-hmm.
three different kings.
Yeah.
So I'm used to the political game. I know how the people the think and what
Yeah.
will reach the people. And he was right. Because
Yes. Mm-hmm.
when we see the funeral scene, when the funeral procession, you see the people were on the green side.
Yeah.
People are screaming, Rhaenyra the monstrous, Rhaenyra the cruel, which are the episode name. You can imagine. Right? And
That was a good move for Arthur. Arthur wise, Arthur wise because he might look on the long term for the room.
right, you will play the long game. But everybody on Team Green, man, they're just too disorganized and messy.
The king disorganized and he just want vengeance.
The- and what helped now is that when we see the funeral, you see that Otto plan is working because
Mm-hmm.
the people were mourning with Elena. So they decided to put Elena and Alicent at the head of it. Then they can't really put the king on display for
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing. So I think they just choose the female members, um,
Yeah,
who sort of,
because the most of the mother in a
yeah, the
mourning
mother
and
and the grandma,
grandmother.
right? You notice nobody else from the royal family they use for display. So. But honestly, like when the carriage stuck in the pothole, I was so sure that the baby had a roll off.
Them really cruel, take up the baby head and stitch it down, just to make a bad impression.
Yeah, that so that was your favorite scene. So we can
Mm-hmm.
no that done. So voice out favorite scene was voice out. Right, so voice out's favorite scene is Otto addressing Aegon.
What was yours?
Oh wait, we can talk a little bit more about that scene because we went a little bit off topic.
Um,
Because in the same time, when you have because in that room,
mm-hmm.
right? So we end up talking a little bit about the funeral and the plan and the big PR move,
Right.
right? But in that room, Otto was just frustrated because everybody, after all that planning, after all the success, the rise in PR for the Greens,
Yeah.
the same in the same breath, not even couple days later, um, Aegon, sorry, made a decision to undo all of that goodwill because he got killed the rat catchers. Right.
Hang them in the street with the
Right.
public people. Because even the lady where they run go, our son,
Mhm.
So I think that was a good move at all. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because even in that scene, your favorite scene, in that scene, him says something like, the goodwill that we paid for with your son's blood or something similar to that effect,
Yeah.
right? They undo
And
all
do
of that
all of that.
because now, right? Because in for Aegon, he just want to do something. So he never cares say about seven other. innocent man
Mm-hmm.
dead as long as he catch the one murderer. So Otto's pointing out those are fathers, brothers,
Yeah.
sons, right? And you have them displayed on the gate, so you have now people mourning like a curse,
Mm-hmm.
like a curse in name. So you want to do that immediately. My favorite scene from the episode. Now, what was mine? Mine was. Which one? I think on the opposite, it was the black council meeting when they started hearing about the rumor, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Rhaenyra knew that she never ordered any assassination or hits her, so she just wanted Aemon. But everybody around the table, like most people around the table, think Rhaenyra actually.
Yes, yes, that part got me to come here like seriously. But one of them even like question her about it.
Mhm. Yeah, so you get the impression like a lot of people on the table never believe so she never have anything to do with it. And Rhaenyra, they're innocent. But my favorite scene in that part was when Daemon is just there casually.
You know, them man just there like no have a clue what them a
Uh,
talk about.
yeah, Daemon, they're not say a word when him know him sneak out do the entire plan episode one. And you know,
Thanks for coming, home care queen. Welcome.
and Daemon they're there.
Like,
And that's a word that everybody like, why they're spreading these lies and you know irony is like, oh, we need to send out ravens to you know tell the truth. We had nothing to do with this, and then one of her council members, right? They might not be well
they received, they
received.
might not be well received. That means that he actually believes that she did it.
No, that is sort of painting the picture that, right, most houses would believe that she have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Whereas because, she was grieving the death of her son, right? But as you pointed out, she's like, as a mother who just lose Fairchild,
Hmm.
right? Why should I inflict that on
Pain on
some
a next mother.
person? Worst of all, Elaine of all,
Innocent,
yeah,
yeah.
someone, an innocent baby of all, right? But what you get to see now is sort of like the misogyny of the world because that council member showed that
Hmm.
what most people think like, oh, because she's a woman or she emotional and she lose her picnic, so
But they
she's
man is thinking the same.
so she won't just lash out. So that's kind of what everybody have, but she was like that at all because she you see in that meeting there, so she level headed and she'll try how we can undo this lie. But the absolute best part of that scene for me was two things. You have one when Rainier is like, who could, do such a thing? Or that did that, and it is and Rainey's and almost everybody
Like,
eyes looking at
looking at
Damon.
Damon. Damon's like, why are they looking at me?
And
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for coming. Okay.
like,
Mhm.
and then
So
Rainier,
Sarah was the reason Rhaenyra survived.
oh nice Sarah. Yeah, I
Yes,
agree. Yeah,
yes.
that's true, Michael.
True, Michael.
Mm,
Okay. What was
mm.
his favorite part?
So Michael, what was your favorite part from the episode?
Like everybody just turned to Damien because
No, Rhaenys was
every
the first one to kind of clock it. So she had the first one to stare over at him, right, while he might ignore the discussion. And there's a scene with Emma, the actress that plays Rhaenyra, when first she look at something there. She look at him, she look at him like
Mhm.
she had this look on her face because she never said a word. So it's all the acting was done in her face. When she looked at
When
him
she turned,
first, she turned at him first, and the look that she gave him, like, you can't believe so don't think me do this, right? And then she's staring at him. Then
then
she
she
realized
realized,
like 2 seconds later, she zoomed in and she realized, like,
oh, so it's you.
yeah.
You were the one that ordered.
Uh, that part, I was dying. I was, Eamon and Sylvie. So Michael
But it
said.
was at the brothel.
Also with him at the brothel. Oh, so Michael, what did that was a good scene too. That was a nice one because I wanted something like that from episode one. Um, with Eamon, talking about his
I showed him vulnerable side.
vulnerable side, you
Yeah,
can say.
yeah, he was showing his vulnerable side because actually, a man never seemed like he have one.
Yeah, because I remember a lot of people. That was one of the things we talked about last episode, where we are like, we never get any aftermath with Eamon, the whole Eamon and Luke situation, right? Like, how did he really feel about it, and you know, what we got a bit more of his personality because I thought we were going to get that early, like he would have confided in, Alison or so,
Yeah.
but they did it in episode 2. So the same thing we're gonna tell Melee, so we can give them some time virtual because them are plan them stuff. Mm. So Michael, what did you like about that scene specifically?
Me like how Arthur deal with Aman. Somebody need to put Aman in a place
Well,
because
Aegon.
Aegon.
Ah,
Aegon, I think Aegon is out of control.
and online there's this um, meme right now as spread.
Hmm.
So they're comparing Otto like Chris Jenner from the Kardashians.
Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh.
so
Arthur.
so you're they're comparing him like using any situation for as a PR move for the
Purposely,
family.
yeah.
That online discussion has been something
Arthur
else.
is a dirty character, because he used the baby. But it was a good plan anyway. It was a
No,
good plan.
politically we
It
can't
was.
argue because it was a good move and
Mm-hmm.
he was getting the result that he wanted,
Hmm.
right? Like the people named Rhaenyra the Cruel. Remember, for Targaryens, that are the worst thing you can get named because nobody want be compared to Maegor the Cruel.
Oh, you
Yeah.
don't make me feel bad for Rhaenyra because that's a really one low turn. Yeah.
Yeah, like following that when they were, she was arguing with Damon about when the two of them, started to actually voice some of the stuff that they keep hidden, like her distrust,
Hmm.
right? And his, because he's on her side, but him
Yeah, I
now,
think so. Totally.
him now is still the whole idea of him. Who's the older brother? Um, Aegon. Oh, so Aegon's the older brother, Michael. Oh, Alan or Adam. Oh, Adam, I think is the older one. Adam is the bald-headed one, I believe, right?
Hmm.
No, no, no. Alan of Hall, Adam of Hall. The two of them are of Hall. Um, I think I'm mixing them up. I think I'm mixing them up. Which one? Adam or Alan, because Alan became. Oh no, we can't talk about that because that's a spoiler. But we got a little bit of preview for that. Um, Alan of Hall. Alan of Hall. One of course. No, Adam is the older one. Adam. Mm, that's who's playing? There's a guy from this. It wasn't a very popular show, but Raised by Wolves. He's playing who? He's playing one of the brothers, but I always mix them up. To be honest, yeah. So Alan is the bald-headed one, so he's the older one. You have Adam, who we got introduced to
Episode.
this episode, the one with the dreads. Yeah, and we're going to get a little bit more information about them, but the book readers know some stuff, right? Like where they're going with that story thread, and yeah, but that we can talk a little bit about that, like what they're doing with the
Hi, Patila. Welcome, Patila.
because they keep going back to like we get Adam Allen, we get Hugh as well. So Hugh was the um Hugh we met in episode one when
They
he
keep
was
going
us.
back to the bastards. So
Yeah,
maybe them will play a big part.
this season we know that they have a huge role to play. But what we want is like they're giving them a little bit more background. Like
Oh,
with Hugh, we saw that he is a father, and right, we're seeing how the blockade affects his family and stuff like that, right? So I appreciate that, like, because those are things that are going to build into his character. So some of his decisions, then later, we might find more nuance or interesting. So those little scenes, I appreciated. This episode, although it wasn't, filled with action or anything crazy,
mm-mm.
I liked it very much. It was very entertaining, mostly for the acting, the political maneuvering, and just both sides sort of imploding again.
Yeah. But most of the scheme and the maneuvering is from the green side. You don't you think?
Yeah, I would
Because the
agree.
sneakiest person for the black side would be Damien.
Let's see. Michael says, was Corliss and Rainy is seen at Driftmark. Was it? No, isn't it Dragonstone
Oh
them
no,
still?
Patila, she didn't. She didn't find no more. A straight out war no Patila each side. Because what actually happened when they went back and kill one of the other son from the other side, kill the heir to the throne. She didn't order it anyways.
So,
Listen, them call her anything with that chief mark.
if Corliss and Rainy is seen, was at Driftmark. Was it? I wasn't paying attention to the
Yes,
room, you know.
Patilla, yeah, yeah.
The room. Michael, would I have to get back to you on that one? I'm not sure because I don't think they were at Driftmark. I thought they were just at kind of dear quarters on
Dragon
Dragonstone since
Stone.
everybody's sort of at
Yeah,
Dragonstone at the
everybody at
moment.
Dragonstone.
Yeah, but when I rewatch it, I probably have to check because in my mind, right, everybody, almost everybody is at Dragonstone at the moment. Making the preparations. But then again, Driftmark would have been a safe spot because they said them repair some of the ships and the fleets and the stuff. Then they repair them all gone. Mm.
Don't Jane, Adam, what's the brother name I coming? Say have some ships in there or something like that, man.
Mm.
Wonders to the brother.
No, they're talking like about his accomplishment because remember that Halin saved Corlys' life,
Oh,
so
oh,
Adam was saying that he owes something like so he's
yeah.
trying to get something out of the situation, but the other brother just don't really
Mm-mm.
into that him want
I'm
achieve
just
him want fame and him stuff on his own, and that gonna lead somewhere. But right now, I just appreciate like the little seeds they've been
yeah.
planting. But speaking of brothers, though, what did you think about um, the Eric situation, the Cargills, the twins one?
The twins, oh my God. That was so sad for me. Because each of them swear loyalty to one to the king, one to the queen. And they end up killing each other for their cause, because for their own beliefs. Because the one believes that Rhaenyra, which is right, because Rhaenyra is the rightful heir for throne.
Right, but
In my eyes,
yeah,
nobody
yeah,
never
team.
changed. I am team black all the way.
All right, but the scene in the sort of mess hall or like dining room where the boy are just there having lunch, eating lunch, and Kristen come in. I talk about
Yeah,
the cloak represent purity and
it makes him say my overdo too much because him no, me think say him overdo it because at least I could have make him finish mature own authority, you know?
yeah, but then he's projecting his guilt. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's projecting his guilt because, and you can see that
Eh,
he was
him
guilty
say,
because
where were you? Where were you? And I'm like, where were you?
right, and in that discussion, Arik mentioned that them never assign a guard to they never assign like what a queen's guard, a specific queen's guard to Helena, which weird because he remembers like Cole got assigned to Allison when she became queen, right? So
Yeah,
he was like her shadow,
right.
right? And even when she became the dowager queen, when something dead,
Mm-hmm.
um, he was with her, but nobody else from the
No
something
bucket.
white cloaks get assigned to Sonia. But then when you think about it, that's his responsibility because he's a captain commander. So
Right.
that was something that he should have done as well.
Yeah.
But because his secret affair and that, I guess he never want another person up
Up
and
on yeah,
yeah.
because they won't carry out their secret affair. So they never want the place to record it.
So it's just you saw that he was guilty. We did see that he felt guilt.
And irresponsible because remember saying it's a war. It's an ongoing something between the two sides. Why would you leave the place unprotected? So even the children and nobody is in the room. Just they find the part it's too easy. It's too easy for them going at the castle go kill the baby.
I see. Michael does auto want war or not. No, he
No,
doesn't want the war, I'd say, Michael, but I think he's not at the point where
Otto.
he think it inevitable. So him just try as best as possible to minimize the losses to their side.
Because in Italy, not nothing about this one. They go along.
Right? Because what we've seen so far in like this season, like in episode 1 and 2, he's sort of like the voice of reason. And even when he was dismissed as the hand, we see that he was saying to the discussion he had with Allison after, right? He was like, you know, Aegon and Kristen, they need somebody strong in control of them because you know pure foolishness they really going to get up to. Uh, what was it? But he was the instigator during the Cersei's reign. Okay, so that yeah, so he's a part of the problem. Why there's even a situation why they want to go that war is possible. But I think for him, Michael, he never expected it to be, like a full war. He thought he could have gotten control over everything sort of diplomatically, like just keep it more in a like a political battle than an actual physical war, is what I would have said.
Hi, Anna. Thanks for coming.
So I think it sort of spiraled out, beyond what he initially wanted. He wanted, one of Allison's children to be on the throne, right? So that them could groom and manipulate him behind the scene and lead the realm to how they see fit. Um, but it everything just spiraled from the death of Luke, from last season. That was a major thing, and then we have the death Jacaerys. So war now is absolutely like the physical war is inevitable, right? And Aegon said himself he wants spill blood, not ink,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
replacing.
The,
Mm. So what do you think about Kristen Cole becoming the new hand of the king?
it don't make no sense. It makes no sense to me because Kristen and Tottenham say the same thing. Nobody not there for cry peace. Calm down. Nobody had no calm. So it don't make no sense. No more believe in Arthur as the hand because at least Arthur I look out for the long term. But them just want war, blood, blood, blood.
Actually, yeah, like yeah, he wasn't expecting it at all.
Kristen shock.
Uh, and that
Out of
position.
spite him do it.
No, yeah, he did it out
He
of
did it
spite.
out of spite.
But that position, right, is supposed to go to somebody who's more of a thinker, right,
Level headed too.
level-headed person. And we know from from season 1 that Kristen is, not a very level-headed guy because he has some anger issues.
Mm-hmm. And some revenge and
So him and Aegon together are going to be a very,
disaster.
yeah, a very explosive combination. You see, he's like, give it to Cole. And he was like, give it to Cole. I see there, he look up and the
Yeah,
camera turned to Cole's face. And he's
cold
like,
shock.
I don't want to go.
I called me. I said, me?
um, we're looking forward to like all of
And
this
it's a
stuff.
speaking, Atto is the more sensible and more skin one. But I get Atto that then Damien. You understand?
Mm.
Because Atto really Atto.
Nicole. Imagine all my man was trying to do is, put the blame for somebody else and and clear for him name. I end up with one promotion. I never expect. Why not this?
In the expect and the deserve. Both. Both.
You know what was the best part about that? One of my favorite part about that scene was when Egan is like, at least Cole acted, right? And then you see Otto turn around
When it's
slowly.
out of face.
Otto turn around and he's like, oh my gosh, what then do now? Because it is what it's like that too. Idiot,
Yes,
you're not gonna do
yes.
nothing good in my like what we acted.
It was out of friend.
Yeah, he's like he's just so scared about what they could have possibly get up to.
Good night, Winsome. Thanks for coming. They say, at least Cole acted. After not doing nothing. After like, what?
So, that part, man, and when them explain the plan to Otto probably like, oh my god, these
Ye-
idiots.
Arthur is like, here we go again.
But as simple and as stupid as the plan was, it almost worked. That's the sad thing.
Right.
Right? I don't. As much as we're laughing at the plan, and everybody make fun, like what kind of plan that,
Yeah,
right? Them almost get
I
through.
was thinking it too. I'm like, what kind of plan is that? Remember, some people them up here, then up security, up.
Yeah, yeah. Because then expect
But
a retaliation and stuff. But like Michael pointed out,
because,
my Saria was the reason why Rhaenyra, survived this because she alert them.
right, yeah,
Mm.
true, very true.
And
I guess, maybe that's why she got think it over. That's why she let her go, You
no, she
see?
remember she let her go before
She let
that.
her go before. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
no,
yes.
she let her go before that because she,
Yes, she was on her way
yeah,
out
yeah,
when she
yeah,
delivered.
she was going right down to the ship, and then
Yeah.
the other twin pass. But
That
that
decision
fight,
saved her life.
yeah, that fight though, was sad. But
Very sad.
a lot of people, I think even the book readers would have been satisfied because they had a really good fight for that scene because a lot of people were sort of negative, including myself for the blood and cheese stuff because a lot of people thought it was done better in the the book, but the
Yeah,
twin,
yes, Michael, sad and brutal.
yeah,
Yeah, very.
you know I was when they call in the other Queen's Guide for Rhaenyra, and he was like, "Which ones are we?" I was happy because we are so the same because we are trying to pick out which twin are who during the entire fight.
Grenera couldn't say it. Grenera threatened cousin.
Rhaenyra, I think like at the start she knew which one was which, but then as they continued brawling and spinning and changing place, I lost track because I couldn't tell you who was Eric or who was Arik. Even when the one died and the one stand up, me like, Arik this
Doubtful.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
man, like,
we don't know which one win, and then he's like. um, Forgive me, your grace, and then fall on his sword. And I was like, no, that's so sad. And
come on, the twin brother fight each other to the death. Listen the worst thing. Over sister and brother.
I fight to the throne. Like
Oh,
it was sad. It was sad, but they got a really good battle.
that was a good scene.
Mm. And Aegon waste one more good Kingsguard. You can imagine a good Kingsguard you send out on this stupid mission for no reason at all. Because it was a suicide mission. Because there's no way would I make it back out. even if he succeeded, right?
Right.
And he knew that too going in. So that part, man, I really felt that part. Eric versus Arik.
Mm-hmm. That was a low continuation. Mm.
It's funny though that the actors, because they're identical twins for real, you know. Yeah,
Mm.
and they're talking about the scenes in the behind the scene section. Yeah, and they're talking about, after he took his brother life, like he couldn't go on.
That's why I'm killing
Mm,
himself.
yeah, that was sad. And yeah, so far and all the episodes are on some really sad, messed up notes.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a low point for me.
yeah, but overall, that part was sad and brutal. But the episode overall, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed a lot. I
Mm.
think this episode was very comedic just because of the reaction.
The reaction, me like we after seeing them.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Reese was acting very well.
Yeah.
This episode there was very, very good. Um, so about you guys, what was the funniest scene? Which scene made you laugh the most from episode two? Uh, maybe if you ask Michael, because Michael, I only want to watch it with it. So Michael, which scene you thought was the funniest? Because you say your favorite scene was um Eamon and Sylvie.
That was also.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Arthur would have gotten it for real for me, but
Wait,
if me exclude him, it have to be just the whole
my
Team Black discussion.
the other part, yeah, the whole team black, yeah, that's it. My part for me when in something they say, your father was right when Arthur said your father was right.
Yeah. No, and yes, because in that moment, Aegon was like, and I think that was part of the reason why he was breaking down later in the episode, because when Allison found him crying alone, because he's like, but father made me king, and then Arthur was laughing like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's
Yeah.
what you think.
Arthur said,
Is
oh,
that what
that's what
you
you think. Oh, Arthur, give it to
think?
him, man. Honestly.
And in that scene, because it's sad though, because for him, he's still holding on to some hopes. Viserys did actually, the in-depth name him, because right now him and Alison are the only two who believe that, from Team Green,
Mm-hmm.
they genuinely believe that, the man did name him the king before him dead. Everybody else knows, say,
Everybody
last
knows.
episode, say, she plotted with with grandfather. Use her
Mm-hmm.
picture.
Yeah,
Everybody know, and them just
everybody knows.
accept it and move
Because
on.
even up to the last, is there in not changing. But me I wonder why in a film head because him knows that the father bright out all of Sarah Renier at the ear. So
Yeah, and he loved all of them, but Rhaenyra sort of got a lot of the preference. I mean, you can look on it and you think about it that during the time when them young, because I remember when them born, Viserys was relatively old at that time. So
mm-hmm,
never have much energy to play and be
mm-hmm.
loving father
Yes,
to them.
yeah.
So I think we could have said the age gap was one of the reasons why they never get as much affection as Rhaenyra. And then on top of that, remember say at that point get very sickly.
Oh
So
yeah,
another
yeah.
extent could have gone around and play with them
Mm-mm,
and so
mm-mm.
because when they were like babies,
But something
and he
not
might
play
have
with
more
him.
and he might have.
And
Yeah, but when I say him actually love them
yeah.
because for him, I think why it took Jaceres' death so hard is because he saw like an opportunity to do what Viserys never did to him. Eh, Remember, Viserys
Oh,
never involved him in any small council, anything, any
right.
tutoring for the heir or stuff. It was very hands off, right?
Yes,
And we could have
because it
said,
wasn't the here.
yeah, and we could have said because, yeah, well, he wasn't the heir, but we could also say
Yeah.
because Viserys at that point old and sick, very old, very sick. So it's not like saying we have much energy for.
Yeah, but at least him still a drag Rhaenyra is something them with the man so try it, no?
Mm, that's true. So with no Serenira, right? Yeah, but man said he loved all of his kids. Viserys, we can,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and he really want everybody to get along as a family. So
Yeah.
even regardless of all
Yeah. So I give him that because he
Aegon's
wouldn't want it.
negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that in this autumn, Miss Viserys too, because he is like, we what you said? He said something about Viserys, Viserys dying, and then we're all poor for.
Yes, Patilla, it does. It does. Does it look like an angel?
Ah, yeah, yeah. It's one of my favorite TV shows, and I think they're doing a very good job this season. They're doing a very good job this season. But this episode one was a lot of comedy, and we got a lot of setup too, because now Damon off to Aaron Hall. We have Adela or Reina Targaryen, Reina. I keep an eye out on King's Landing.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Right, so
yeah.
next episode we might finally see our little dragon moon dancer.
Come on. So there, so she must stay high. She not go low.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have so we have a nice little setup with what going to happen. So episode three, I think we'll have a bit more action, but I don't know. So far, episode two was
We
very
start
enjoyable.
wanting more dragons. Thanks,
Mm.
Patilla. Thank you, Patilla. And I need to see more dragons, man.
Well, we're going to see at least one more next episode. I wonder if we're going to see when we're going to see Sunfire, but we're going to get a lot of dragons this season because they're setting it up because we have the whole, the bastard seed
Mm-hmm.
plot line,
I believe they said
and then
16 or 17
we
dragons.
see sea smoke. We did see sea smoke this
Last,
episode. I fly
yes,
past,
right.
right?
But see, smoke unclaimed. That's all?
Yeah, yeah, because right now we don't really know how that works. So it's something that never did technically, right? But he's unclaimed, and I just I fly around. That's what I like about Dragonstone. All of the dragons, them just hang out.
I just want to see the dragons.
Yeah, because we have, they're setting up a lot of stuff with Hugh, which I appreciate. You see, um, and one thing about back to the brothel scene with Eamon and Sylvie, when she made a comment that I really liked, and it was when she said when he was talking about how he feel about the whole Luceria situation. And he's like, you have some regrets, you never like how it happened, and you are losing temper, right? And then she was reminding him that, when princes lose their temper,
Mm-hmm.
the persons that will usually get hurt the most are the small folks, right? So the ordinary people.
She was right.
Yeah, and she's right, because right now we have like a big example of that. Look how much innocent people died in the whole rat catcher business just because they want to catch one
One
man,
person.
one man.
I know because of the blockage, they might have food shortage already, and
Yeah,
the war enough start as it.
yeah, no, because the blockade now, the ordinary people can't find food. Whoever have food a stockpile because they don't know when they gonna get one next shipment. So the poorer set of the citizens are suffer. Like you hear the lady and she said she had to walk, 3 miles to get the chicken.
One chicken and she
Yeah,
have to pay
paid
like double the
triple
amount,
the price.
triple the price.
Mhm.
The poor people them always have to suffer.
Yeah, and
And
it's always the same in any
thanks
of
for
the,
coming, Anna.
all of these shows with regency and monarchy and power. Like every time they make some move or some big political decision, like the ones that experience the most
Oh
setback are
yes, Patila. They have blockage because them all keep up their war and the lady have to walk much miles to get one chicken to buy and pay 3 times the amount. But the poor people them always end up get suffer.
Mm. And we're seeing that because
Because remember at the same time, not this episode, first episode, they might lose their animals also.
yeah, that's a good point, right? Because
Yeah.
the farmers them, and they must say winter is coming up. I remember say it'll go in the winter season,
Mm-hmm.
and we had the farmers and the man is selling like 10% in sheep, then take away pay for the war efforts, right? And they need the food for the men that are marching, and then on top of that, this world you have a bunch of dragons, so you have to keep them fed too.
Exactly.
So that additional tax on the people, like, taxing people to support your war. Um, yeah, so back to the whole rat catcher scene. The little dog.
The
The,
dog.
that part. Um, so that part, in these kind of situations, right? Usually in shows or movies or anything,
Mm-hmm.
when they must search for one guy and then decide to just round up everybody at that type of person, the guy usually gets it. Yeah, the person that I'm actually searching for usually get away, right? But in this case, that never happened. Them
Mm-mm.
actually did catch the man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it's the little dog
The
there.
little dog I look upon him master.
Hmm, okay. Although he kind of deserve it still, because he kicked the dog last episode. I'm never like
Oh yes,
that.
yes.
So,
Yes, I was upset with him too.
yeah. And
Money.
kick the little dog, and you say,
There's a money with all you. Just for the money. But not the money, are the people. Not the money, and the money are the roots of the evil. Are the people them want handle the money. The greed. Because of that. That make him get catch too because him a go with the baby head figure. Collect.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Because when blood was, trying to escape, when he were trying to escape King's Landing, have the child head figure collect payments and greed,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then he couldn't identify keys. So he couldn't even identify the man outside in that lineup. So that's why them end up, because they tortured him to try to catch the.
Yes, Patilla, it is. When you find time, you go watch it. Nice, very nice. Interested.
So as much as him crew, you realize that they not even get very far in the torture, because as soon as Larry's layout him device them him instrument remember got use to extract information. My man just start
That's like
sing.
everything.
Start at everything. You never waste no time at all.
I was, me not sorry for him though, I was sorry for him. Me not sorry for him.
No, no,
One.
no, no, not all. None
Mm-mm.
of them no sorry for, but I feel bad that so many innocent people,
Yeah.
just get killed as collateral. And that's always been a problem in, these wars and this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a problem in real life, a problem in the TV
It,
show as
it
well.
it's a problem in real life,
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
me feel bad when the lady said how much miles she have to work to get one chicken. I remember said them really poor, she not have it and she have to pay triple the price of the chicken and them a run out of food,
Yeah, they're running out of
run out
food.
of food.
Welcome back, Michael.
Welcome back, Michael.
Yeah, we were asking you a question, Michael,
Welcome,
about
Michael.
uh, Mm,
Mm, mm,
mm.
mm.
We're asking you, Michael, about um, which scene you thought was the funniest this episode. Because there are a lot of good ones, a lot of nice ones with Otto, and a lot of nice reactions. So we're wondering,
Well, I've seen them with Arthur, my favorite. This, I mean, like the tape, the block, the discussion round table, Joe turn around and look for Damien, because everybody knows that Damien Adam.
well, almost everybody except that one lad, what thing say, Renee are hard because she a woman and she can't control her emotion. You say, oh gosh. Because he's talking about, a mother so grief, deep
This
in grief could have.
Renier say much speech.
No, it was Rainy,
Rainy.
yeah. Because Rainey's recognized it
Yeah,
too. Because of the,
Rainy don't say that to my come up.
that's,
Yeah.
misogyny. And, women can't rule because of X, Y, and Z. So, yeah, what else happened in this episode that we want to talk about today? So we talked about a little bit about the funeral. I feel bad for Helena.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we never talked about
As me say,
Helena.
Elena, the whole thing, Elena is the only innocent person so far this movie. Because Elena is like unconcerned. Elena no business with what go on and then war then scheme. Elena just stay by herself. So it's like you don't even would never say she's a queen. She don't really play a major role in her case. So what is she doing?
From episode one. Down there from episode one when you say girl are endearing. It's you're too rude, you see. Yeah, that was a good scene. So what about from episode two, Michael? Elena, man, I feel bad for her because
Mm-hmm.
and she never want to go and then put her on parade with Alison. Like I said, out a big PR scheme.
Yeah,
You need a female face for the
yes,
the grief
yeah,
or sorrow.
yeah.
So them have the two of them up there like
Mother
props.
and the grandmother,
Mm.
Elena. So they get it,
Mm.
yes,
Yeah,
but women will learn from this the also children. Let's say you got back to the the sequence. So I was them really skinny. Hmm?
yeah, but
The I was them really skinny.
another part of it too is like even in the book, because the book's written as like a sort of historical perspective. So it's written like a history book with different sources and points, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the book itself is like a book in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the maesters sort of have this bias towards because they're from Old Town, I remember, so I towards
Afterwards,
them are the ones where, you know, the big family in our Old Town.
right,
So a lot of the stuff the Maesters account sort of bias or probably would have
towards the
paint the eye
afterwards.
towards them, like a better light. So that's what people are always suspicious of their
Oh,
stuff. Mm. You see, Michael saying like Alison, but she's hypocritical. That's very true.
very much.
You know one part about this episode, like she's so even in her like grief. Yeah, got to. when she got to Otto, like, I have seen Otto's like, I don't
Yeah,
want to hear.
here I have
Yeah,
seen.
I don't want to
No,
hear.
but she mother said that for hypocrite for true. Because I don't no longer everybody know.
Come and say, I don't want to hear of it.
Don't want to hear of it.
It's like she looked someone to confess to,
Yeah,
right? And
guilty
nobody
and
not, yeah,
conscience.
nobody not hear her out. Because even when she got to LA, not talk about, so she have to get ready to go to the funeral foolishness so them do
Mm-hmm.
early on. She's like, about what you seen. And Elena cut the conversation and I talk about her death
Complete,
son
yes,
here.
yes, because no one don't want to hear fair story not relevant. That's no.
Yeah.
That she will get that out of the
Yeah.
because of guilty though, guilt.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, like our whole bath ritual, so for someone like scrubbing, washing our sins away. Right, she's and then call him shows himself as a hypocrite as well,
No,
because
cause I'm bigger hypocrite. If I say that Paul, I'm bigger hypocrite. Because
why?
you never hear what I'm not I talk to something like
Arik, yeah.
yeah. Blame. He was
No,
playing the
yeah,
blame game.
we can't believe them actually have dinner. So that's what I'm more like,
Mm-hmm.
where you.
26 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. So all right. So let me ask now one more question. So
Mm-hmm.
for you, right, so which team you think um most damaged by this episode event? So team
Um,
black or team green?
um, I think a black because remember so Rhaenyra get the blame to kill the baby, which she didn't know nothing about. She's accused of. So me think team black more damage from this. But then again, the killing of the innocents, them on the streets side where I'm up the rat catchers,
Mm.
that put a damp on the green team also.
Mm. I, I agree with you. Say team black took the most, damage from this whole PR thing
Yeah.
because remember the problem is that this is something where them spread out all throughout the world. So they send ravens and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
about Rhaenyra the Crow. Look what she do, she kill that. So but with the killing of the rat catchers, that's more localized news, right?
Right,
So that are
right.
just for King's Landing.
Oh,
So nobody the other region them like
no
the
know
other
about
no
that.
don't really know about this. Like I remember like we say, you know, uh the ordinary people so them are more in them family member them are wrongfully
Mm-hmm.
prosecuted. But they highlight them and the other people nobility them no business about those type of stuff.
Did a
Them only
business
care
with those
about
type of people.
yeah, they only care about like noble problems. So
Yeah.
not like how them blame Rhaenyra for the killing.
Mm-hmm.
So that news I get spread throughout the region
Yeah.
whereas, the killing of the rat catchers would have just
That's
localized the
not
King's
yeah, that's
Landing.
not nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cause them poor.
Yeah, and that's what a part of the problem.
It's so sad, eh?
Mm.
Cause look at the amount of lives, innocent lives, we didn't take just an interval and nothing compared to the one.
Right.
You
Yeah,
understand?
because that was one of the biggest um that made that big cause of the outburst what Otto have when he
I sweatpants, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming everyone. I appreciate the support guys.
Yeah, because Arthur was like, you just undo all of the good PR, the goodwill of the people would just get, right? Because remember, if the people then start having doubts, because look how much bad things happen since in coronation. Look how hasty the coronation, the dragon popping up.
Yeah. Read that
We
one.
say Mushroom says, I listen not an affair. Mushroom says some whole heap of wild stuff in another book there. My God. Like most of Mushroom account them say some crazy stuff. Right? We don't know. But the show didn't go that way because the timelines for the show never really add up to allow that part to be a potential plot. But but yeah, there were suggestions that was happening. You can mention for you. Yeah, but overall, this episode I think was a really really good one. I liked it a lot more than episode
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did get some of the stuff that we wanted. We wanted this is the aftermath of Aemon, right? We wanted a lot of stuff that we wanted from episode one. We're still not getting no more Stark like or any more major scenes up the north. That's sad. So we only get like what 40 something seconds of Cregan, but we'll probably see him a bit
No,
more next season.
yeah, this episode is better than the first one. Much better.
Yeah, this.
That's even the discussions.
No, the discussions were a highlight for this episode, right? We see the both teams. Um, Green, I don't know. Every week so far, we just see how dysfunctional our Team Green is. We have too much people wanting their own thing, right? Too much people with their own agenda. At least with Team Black, right? They're at least all unified in trying to restore Rhaenyra to
Rhaenyra.
the throne.
Right. Oh, Arma, you did?
Oh, I remember you watched the first episode.
Yes.
Cool. Uh,
How did you find it, Arma? The first episode. What do you think about it?
so we had yeah, this episode I think was a really strong one. Like you mentioned, you want to see more dragons, but I think
Yeah.
I can get some. Cause if I see we
Maybe.
saw a preview, right? We see the promo, and we see Moon Dancer. So probably, let's see. I'm gonna say I found it relatively uneventful. Just lots of talk of war.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was.
I
Yeah,
agree,
it
right?
starts.
But remember that it's sort of how these shows usually operate. Like the first set of episodes usually um
Small.
slower, right? So it's a lot of setting up, little build up towards, some of the explosive moments in
Definitely.
right. So here Michael says, Aemon does need to hustle, bro has a whole dragon. Well, that's true because remember he's using Vagar alone as deterrent from them actually flying down to take King's Landing, right? Because like what Damon said in episode one, him and Carax is alone not enough to take on
Vega.
Vagar. Yeah, yeah, because that was when That's when the
And
Greens felt fully in power
and
now.
you know, say me actually think say Firaxis could I take on Vhagar
Mm.
because if Firaxis can take on Vhagar, who can?
Ah, no man, they got way bigger than Caraxes, you
Thank you,
know.
Padilla. Thanks, Patilla.
And they got way bigger and Caraxes is kinda noodly. The Caraxes is fast, I think, in terms of speed perhaps. But I think it'd be more like mutual destruction than an
Oh,
overwhelming victory. And I think
so
both
so
side was
so that's why they're so happy when we get the Vhagar.
yeah, because remember when Cromer said, I'm hoping for open war, let the cast
Yes,
be.
oh my God. It is going to.
Yeah, based on this season we're definitely gonna have like some big fights, some big dragon fight.
And that is what Rhaenyra no want. Cause Rhaenyra said once Dragon start going against Dragon, is them a fight against them, kill out themselves. She said that to him.
Mhm.
Mm, because that's exactly what Vhagar is the biggest. Yes, yes. Yes, Michael. Hi, Hamas. Thanks for coming.
I remember that.
Yes, that's what I'm just saying. I need to see more dragons.
I can,
Thanks, Almas.
I can get them, man, because they're building up the whole dragon seed thing.
I believe it's 17, 17 or 16 dragons we're gonna see.
No, 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 we're gonna see all of
We
them this
read it
season.
somewhere. So we're gonna see about in this season about 16 or 17.
But we're gonna
And
get
three
more
and
dragon.
couple unclaims. Where did I?
Yeah, but having Vhagar was a big boon for Team Green because if honestly, if they never have Vhagar, then they'll probably lose the capital very quickly.
Mm,
Because a Vhagar alone um act as right now as like deterrent for them swooping in and taking the capital. Right. And they knew that because even Otto, when Aemon lost the eye, he's like, the boy is right. We gained like a biggest weapon.
mhm.
I'm gonna say we need more hot dragon action.
We saw.
I wanna know you're right. You said that no, but when you see the dragon them a kill off each other, you're gonna feel bad.
Mm.
Well, we're probably gonna get it, but
I
later in the
think that's the
season.
part of me not really go like the dragons them a fight and a kill off each other.
Can't remember, this. The whole Dance of the Dragon thing is the reason
Uh,
why we never have any dragon until Dany in the modern series in a Game of Thrones. So a lot of dragon fighting and a lot of dragon death coming up for real. Yeah, but I think next week, like episode 3, we might see some dragon scenes, but I don't expect a major fight. I
mm-mm.
think like usually they save that for like 5, like episode 5, 6. You have some big fight, and we're gonna get some big fight.
I think say episode 3 then still go plan
Mm.
because
I think now them are gonna actually make moves because remember they get rid of Arthur, they get rid of them planner,
oh
right?
yeah.
And we just have two meathead in the
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So things are gonna get
Yeah.
rushed through for real.
That's it. You see? I don't
Mm.
want to spill ink. I want to spill blood.
So we're definitely getting some action next week. Them definitely a progress towards actually
Yeah.
fighting
Yeah.
because all of the calm, the reasonable pieces removed,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have Damon, you know, gone off to Harrenhal to do
And
him
then
own thing. So so him definitely I get up to some violence next
mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, we can depend on Damon for some dragon action armored. So we're gonna get at least that. Mm, yeah, so still this season ahead, you know, I like the stuff that they're building up. I hope it, we see where it's going. Um, they make sure that, the small folks, we talked about it a little bit earlier, the ordinary citizens that must suffer from this war because, the royal and the nobility, them not feel the blockade yet because they have food stockpile
Mm-hmm.
and because even episode one, I see him and comfortably a drink with him friends.
Drink kind of waste and things, Mm-hmm.
See, and Arik was doing his duty because him then the chamber guarding king, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. You make that
Oh,
clear.
that,
Let that
that's
be
very
known.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had.
Also coming, girl. Not
Not
okay.
yet,
Not
Michael,
okay.
but we're gonna see Moondance on next episode. We saw Moondance a little bit in the preview, right?
We can see more action. We can get oh, Anna. Thank you. Thanks, Anna.
Yeah, because Reina right now she's sort of keeping an eye out. So that's when they realize that um, yeah, so she gonna see when them a march out.
Oh yeah, cause remember say she right, she on the watch.
Yeah, so you know what? So they're probably gonna see when them march out and then the appropriate response. But from the trailers it looked like so she actually chasing Cole. So I wonder if it's actually next week episode or that was just a different scene with Moondance so that they combined. So not really sure. But we're definitely seeing Moondancer next week. I think the cast confirmed it as well. Like from those behind the after episode
Oh,
behind the scenes um features that they have. They confirmed that we're going to see Moondancer
are
next
you
week.
a content creator, Michael? Mm, okay.
Mm.
Mm-mm. Guys, I want to say thank you all. Thanks for coming. I appreciate the support. I'm going to end now. Thanks for coming. Oh, you're considering. Okay. And thanks for coming, Michael. Thanks for the support and your input.
Yeah, it was very nice
Very
hearing from
nice
you, hearing
having
your
you.
opinion. And thank you guys again for listening to us. Next week we'll talk about episode 3.
We'll be coming back next week to discuss episode 3. So if you could join us then, thanks again for your support. Good night.